Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Coming at you from my backyard. If you're wondering why I'm sitting in a rock pile with socks on, it's because I was about to start recording this meditation and then I had a wood tick crawling on my wrist. And so I'm really glad that that happened before I started recording because I probably would have freaked out. So, anyways, welcome here. What we are about to be doing with this live video is a live guided channeled meditation. So if you've done this before, get cozy, get comfy. If you're watching live, if you're watching the recording, for anyone that is new here, my name is Steph. Hey, I am well, for lack of better words, I am a psychic, and one of the abilities that I have is to connect to the higher power, to the light, divine source, the universe, to receive the guidance that they want to share with us. And so I was in my meditation this morning and I just felt a big calling to do this meditation for you guys. So what the guidance that the universe, the divine, wants to share with us today through me is what to do and how to how to navigate through when you have something that you want to be happening, or just when you're feeling stuck, what to do, how to sit in that, how to be with those feelings and how to manage them and how to move along. So I'm just like, what to do about it. So hey guys, thanks for hopping on. We're just about to start a live guided channeled meditation about how to get unstuck, what to do with those feelings. Kind of what they told me when I was in my meditation is, you know, when you have things that you're manifesting or that you want to be manifesting and they're just not fucking happening, because sometimes that happens, right? So that is where we're at. So for those of you that are participating along live and everybody at home, get your comfy cozy on and get seated. If you have crystals that you like to use, grab them. I've got a couple different ones today. I've got my quartz, I've got my labradorite, and I've got my purpurite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but those are the ones that I have for today. If you like to do your sage, if you like to be inside, outside, wherever you like to be. So how this is going to go is I always start just by guiding you into your breathing, getting you grounded, and then once I get us into that space, then I just open up to receive the guidance and I channel it and it comes right out. And I don't usually remember what I say, which is fun because then I can go back and watch my own meditations later and receive the guidance as it is meant to be for me as well. So, cross your fingers that no wood ticks be crawling on me. So seated in a comfortable position, whether that's cross-legged, whether you're in a chair with your feet on the ground, you could even be laying down. Just start by taking some nice, deep, full breaths, being conscious of your breath, right down into your belly. As you're breathing, taking it deep into your belly and exhaling through your nose, release the tension on your shoulders. Let them relax. Anything that you're carrying, relax your jaw. Anything that's on your mind, anything that's weighing on you. Allow yourself to acknowledge those thoughts and to release it. Clear your mind. The more clear your mind is, the more able you will be to be able to receive the guidance that the universe has for us today. Through the bottom of where you're seated or the bottoms of your feet, allow yourself to imagine roots coming out the bottom of you, flowing down into the ground and rooting you, connecting you to the earth. You are one with Mother Earth and she is one with you. You are connected. You are absorbing her strength, her love right into your body. And also from the top of your head, imagine that your connection is open to your highest self, to your highest power, universe, source, God, light, wherever your beliefs lie. Allow yourself opening and connecting to that goodness, that part of you that shines down into you. So, as I'm about to open up to the guidance that the universe has for us today, continue with this deep breathing. If something hits you, if you feel something and you want to write it down, you want to acknowledge it, allow yourself to be present in the moment. But if something hits you and you want to write it down, you certainly can. So what they want to share with us today is this. There are often things that we want to happen, things that we wish to happen, things that we're manifesting, things that we've been working so hard to set into motion, but sometimes they're just not happening. Sometimes we feel stuck. Sometimes we feel like, why isn't this happening? I feel like I've been doing the work. I feel like I've been calling this in. I feel like this is something that feels so right for me, something that I want. Why isn't this happening? And so what they want us to know is that sometimes the things that we want, the things that we desire are not happening because it's not the right timing for that yet. Everything happens in the exact timing that it is meant to, not the timing that we want it to, no matter how much we've been manifesting, how much we've been wishing, how much we've been calling something in. Everything is set in the exact timing that it is meant to be. And something that's important to remember is that your soul is involved in all of this. Your soul knows the exact timing of how this is meant to be. So sometimes your head will come in, your ego will come in and say, but I want this now. I want this to happen now. I've been doing the work. I've been manifesting. Why isn't this happening? And we have to remember that to put that trust in the universe, in our higher power, but also that trust in ourselves, because the higher power is basing everything in our lives, everything that falls into place, all of the goodness, off of what our soul is telling it. So what they want us to do is to continue manifesting, to continue believing that all of this goodness is meant to come your way, but also to remember that if it's not happening yet, it's because it is not meant to. To be patient, to release that trust to our soul, to the universe, to our higher power, because with that, self-trust comes self-love, and we only strengthen all of the parts of ourself that are meant to be strengthened, so that then when this thing we've been wishing for, we've been manifesting, falls into place, or when it doesn't, it's because it's the timing of everything. It's because if it doesn't happen, something better is coming down the line. All of this is set into place exactly the way that it's meant to be. So if you have a job that you're waiting on, if you have finances that you're saying, okay, I've been manifesting, I've been showing up, I've been being myself, I've been calling all of this in, why isn't this money falling into place? It's because it's not meant to yet. It's because there's learning that you have to do. There are lessons that you are meant to learn. There's healing that needs to be done around your mindset, around the beliefs about those things and how worthy you are to receive them. And once you really sit with those feelings, okay, why am I feeling stressed? Why am I worrying about this happening? Where could I be with my energy halting this process? You'll be able to take a step back, look at it as an observer and say, okay, where am I halting this? Where am I stopping this? Where is my energy not allowing this abundance to flow? And then you can look at it, you can look within yourself, you can learn, you can do your healing, you can journal it out and understand. And then with that, you will get your energy right about whatever it is that you're calling in, about whatever it is that you want to happen, and it will slowly start falling into place if it is meant to. However, what they want me to remind you is that if it is not meant to fall into place, it will not. So when we try to force, we're getting in the way of what our soul has already decided is going to be our path. So the biggest reminder that they want us to have from this today is to step back, to release, to surrender, and trust that everything is going to happen exactly the way that it is meant to. And that doesn't mean stop manifesting, stop putting in the work, but it means that when things aren't working out your way and things aren't going the way that you think you want them to go, it might be a blessing. It might be a gift that those things aren't going your way, that the deal on that house is falling through, that you didn't get that job, that client that you had that was going to bring in an income for you decided that they weren't going to. Those things might be blessings in disguise. We just have to trust. We just have to release. And everything is going to fall into place exactly the way that it's meant to. There are no wrong choices and wrong decisions, because everything that we do that might be considered the wrong choice, or, we might look back and say, I wish I hadn't done that. It's not a wrong choice. It's a lesson. It's like a detour on your path. And the more when you take those detours and you make those decisions, you learn things, or you have the choice to learn things. And when you learn those things, then you get more in alignment with where you're supposed to be, the path that you're supposed to be on. If you choose not to learn those lessons, they keep coming. They're going to keep on coming. So pay attention. They're saying pay attention to when you have the same things that keep happening. When you find yourself saying, why the hell does this always happen to me? Why do these friendships fall through? Why do these clients keep on canceling? Why do people keep ghosting me? Why do I keep getting behind on my finances? Pay attention to those things. There are lessons for you to learn there. There are things for you to dig into so that you can get your energy right about that situation, because when you get your energy right, the universe matches your energy. So if you have low vibe energy about what you deserve and your worth within your business or within what you do, if the universe matches that low energy, if you don't have that belief in yourself. But if you line up and you say, okay, I know I'm worth this, I know I believe this, I know I deserve all of this goodness, and you believe that in your soul because you've done the work to know that it's truth, the universe is going to match up to you, and everything's going to flow. All the good is going to come. It's going to come. The last thing they want me to share with you is that everything that you believe that you want, that you are worthy of it. But if you want it, but you don't believe that you are worthy of having it, the universe, light, source, divine, God, is going to have a very hard time sending it your way if you don't believe that you deserve it. Because no matter how many affirmations you say, how much you wish for it, how many manifestations you do, if in your soul you don't believe that you're worthy of that thing, you don't believe that you're worthy of love, you don't believe that you're worthy of abundance, you don't believe that you're worthy of this money coming your way, it's not going to come. So sit with those feelings and say, okay, where am I having resistance? Hold that mirror up to yourself and say, okay, where within me do I feel like I'm not worthy of love? Do I not feel like I'm worthy of money? Do I not feel like I'm worthy of these people's time? Because with that, you are going to be able to dig in to where inside of yourself you are not worthy of all of that. And they also want me to remind you, for anybody that's watching, if these are some things that you're struggling with, that you're needing time, that you're needing more help to dive in and to understand, that this is something that me, Stephanie, that I can help you with my psychic readings, with my intuitive readings, with my Akashic readings, because what I do is I connect to your group. Your group knows your soul, so they come in and they give you the wisdom and the guidance, everything that it is that you need one-on-one. So, take a deep breath, everyone. Let all of that sink in. All of the areas where maybe you thought of something in that meditation, maybe something came up, maybe something where you said, okay, I've been wanting this, but it's not coming my way. Sit with this after this meditation is done, and turn it around on yourself and say, where am I unknowingly putting up resistance to this thing that I want to happen, that I want to call in? And then what can I do about it? How can I overcome that? How can I learn to dig into that and understand where that comes from so that I can deserve that I'm worthy of whatever it is that I want? Okay. So it's, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, but for anybody that's watching live now, hey Rocks, one of the things that I do, let me get a little closer here, at the end of these meditations, because I'm so connected, is if anybody has any questions that they need guidance, direction on in your life, ask them in the comments, because what I do, oh, this cute hair back here, what I do is I can tap into your energy because you've given me permission, and I can pull out and receive guidance for you. So if you have a question, something that you're needing direction on in your life, a question that you have, why am I having resistance to this? I'm struggling with this. Ask it in the comments, because we're doing this live, we're doing this real time. I can receive that guidance for you. Roxanne, job proposal. Okay. Okay. So, Rox, what they want you to do, and they're saying that you've kind of already done this in your head, and you've maybe even done it a little bit on paper, but because the way that your mind works, they want you to, they know that what you need to do is look at it from a very logical perspective and say, okay, benefits, this, finances, money, time, learning something new, doing something different, all the benefits that can come from that side of the job. And then they want you to look at, okay, what are the cons? If I go from this job to this job, my hours might be different, my responsibilities might be different, my location might be different. I like the people that I'm working with. Am I going to be working with new people? What if they suck? All of those things. Write down your pros and cons from the workplace as a whole. But then what they want you to do is to get out of your logical brain and sink into your heart and say, okay, but what is my heart telling me? What feelings do I have towards this one or towards this one? Because sometimes on paper, they're saying one option might look better than the other. It might on paper look better, but something about it is calling you to one or calling you to the other. And they also really, for you specifically, they really want you to know that just because on paper something looks good, if you have that feeling in you that's going, I don't know about this, it looks good on paper, so logically I should go that way, or I should stick with this, or I should go with this new one. But what is your heart telling you? Because if there's something about it that you know, I don't know if I'm going to like this, I don't know if I'm going to like these people, I don't know if it's going to light me up and make me feel good. Okay, sure, maybe there's more money. Okay, sure, maybe there are these benefits, but am I going to go there and feel or take on this new position or this new proposal, and is it going to make me feel like I'm in a dark hole? Because then you don't want that. But if you look at it and you say, okay, this opportunity feels like it's going to light me up, it feels good, it feels like it's calling to me, it feels like there's something new for me to learn, something for me to get excited about, then maybe that's the direction for you to go in. But as you know in these things, they're never going to tell you, yes, do this, no, don't do this. They're going to tell you, look at this in all of the ways, from your soul, from your logistics, and step into the right decision that feels right for you. Because as you know, and like I just said, if you were on here when I was recording this part, there is no such thing as a wrong decision. So if you do decide to stay where you're at, or you decide to take this new path, if it's not, quote, the right thing for you to be in alignment for what you're meant to be doing, the universe will reroute you and put you back on the right path. And there's always a lesson to be learned from that situation. Now, let's say you stay here, or let's say you go there and it even doesn't end up working out. There's still going to be good that's going to come from it. There's going to be a lesson that you learned, a connection that you made, something that you've done that's going to be for your highest and greatest good to get you in alignment with the path that you are meant to be on. So, does that help, Roxanne? Good. This is the A-OK. Let me scroll up here. Okay, next one is Mellow Moons. Should I take this job that sounds like a good choice but is kind of boring to get out of my current stressful job, or should I wait for something better? Okay, so I'm kind of laughing because literally everything I just said to Roxanne, I hope you were taking that in, because they're kind of up there. They're just saying that applies to you too. Everything about that, it applies to you, every single thing. So they're saying that with you. What I said with Roxanne, she's a lot more of a logistics type of person. She needs to see everything on paper and really know all of the real life pros and cons. But they're saying with you that you have a bit more of a knowing of already, where you've trusted your intuition, you've trusted your instinct, you know to kind of lean into that and to pay attention to the signs. So they're saying to do that because your soul and your guides, they kind of already have been showing you things to point you in the right direction. And again, they're saying too, if you know that just because something should be good and it should be the thing that like you are supposed to choose because of money or because of XYZ, if you look at it and you see it and you go, something about this doesn't feel right, something about this makes me feel like I know that I'm not going to feel creative, I'm not going to feel excited, I'm going to feel bored, then you know that then you already know that it's not the right thing for you. And just know that just because something looks good on paper, that this could just be the universe almost giving you a little bit of a test to say, okay, she knows that in her soul that this isn't in alignment with what she's meant to be. So we're going to send her this test to say, okay, can she trust herself enough to know maybe this isn't the right path for me, or maybe I should leave this thing and maybe I should go here. Sometimes it's a test for them to show you, for you to prove to yourself to trust your instinct and go with that. Sink into your heart, sink into your gut, or even ask your guides, show me a sign to let me know if this is the right path I should take, or if this is the right path I should take. Because when you do that, it helps you grow that intuition and that knowing within yourself. But they really are saying that you already know what the right choice is. You're just having a hard time just in the real world kind of grappling with that decision. So does that help? Mellow Moons. I always wish that I knew that it showed me what your real names were so that I could call you like Lindsay or like whatever your name is instead of Mellow Moons. But until then, I will call you Mellow Moons. Okay, yes, I'm glad you're saying that it feels like a test. And they said your intuition is strong, so sink into that and trust where that's leading you. Yes, Becca. Okay, Becca, you are so welcome. Okay, Tina, struggling with living location. So this is something I totally have to, Tina, you'll know, I have to like remove myself from the situation because your granddaughter's dad is my neighbor, so I know the logistics of all of that. I know some of the things that are going on, and I can only imagine how challenging that is for you. Okay. So what they want to say for you right now is that some of the things that are happening right now within your situation of things that are making you have this pull and this back and forth and this confusion and all of this stuff, they're saying that the things that are pulling you in this direction are things that are out of your control, because the places that you want to be or that you're feeling called to be are the reason that you're feeling called to be there are because those other situations are already settled. But there are small little things that are holding you to where you are right now. And a lot of that is just really familiarity. They're saying familiarity is what is holding you to where you are right now. And just some things within your heart, some things within things that have happened, loss that you have had, memories of love, all of that stuff. They're saying those are the things that are holding you where you are now and making you feel fearful of moving to a different location where you can be closer to some of your other family that you know needs you, that you want to be with. Okay, and they're telling me that I'm choking right now because you're having a hard time communicating that with other people, because there are people in your life right now that are currently presently here that you do want to stay with, but that there are other people that you know maybe need you a little bit more and that you want to be closer to those situations. And so they're saying for you to really turn inward and really find the answers within yourself and ask, okay, what do I feel is holding me here in this space right now? Why do I feel like it's so hard for me to make a decision about my living situation? Because when you do that and you sink into your heart, you're really going to understand. And they're saying that all of the things that are really in your soul and in your core that are holding you in the space that you're in right now, when you dig into that and you really listen, that all of those things that you feel like you can't move and that you're struggling to move to a different location, all of those things that you feel like you can't leave behind are all things that you can carry inside of you. All of the love, all of the memories, all of the joy, all of the hard stuff, all of the things that you're having a hard time thinking about leaving behind are all things that you can carry with you, no matter where you go. And when you turn that inward and you sit with that and you really have that knowing within yourself, they're saying it's going to make it a lot easier for you to make your decision of what you're going to do and where you're going to go. I hope that helps, Tina, if you're still listening, if you're still on here. So Gabby is saying self-worth, not through others and external things. Ooh, this is such a good one, such a good one. Okay, Gabby, they really want to tell you that for you, this is something that is a lot deeper of a dive than I can give you here in 5 minutes. However, I am still going to give you some wisdom from them, but they are really saying, and they're kind of telling me that you have felt called to have a reading with me, and so they are saying that they really do have more that they can share with you and give to you in regards to this within yourself, within your soul. So if you are feeling called to book a reading, they're saying now is a really good time because they do have some wisdom to give to you on this. But what they want to tell you is this. That what you've been doing lately is really looking for the reason that you're struggling so much with outside self-worth being projected onto you is because there's a part of yourself that, because there are some things within yourself that you do struggle with, whether you know it or not. Sometimes our subconscious does this to us. The things inside of ourselves where we don't feel whole, those are the areas that we will look for external validation, whether we know it or not. So when someone else's opinions of us really bother us, it's because the opinions that we have of ourselves, it's like we're questioning our own self-worth. So for example, I kind of posted about this yesterday, so if you go back and read that post, but just talking about how when I was having fear of judgment that other people were placing on me, it's because when I turned that around and I looked at myself in the mirror, it's because I was having my own fear of not accepting myself, all of the new things that I was stepping into, the new things that I was doing, the new person that I was becoming. I was fearful of accepting that part of me. So when other people didn't accept that part of me, it made me feel all the feels. So same thing with you. Start paying attention that when you feel like other people, when you feel triggered by things that people say to you, or when other people make you question your self-worth about something, look at that and feel it and say, okay, this person saying this is making me question whether I'm lovable. Okay, turn that around and say, okay, what within me do I feel isn't lovable? Do I feel like there are parts within myself that aren't lovable? And then you can turn that around and you can say, okay, what parts of me do I feel are lovable? And what parts of me do I feel like I have a hard time loving about myself? Because once you do that, then you can sit with that, you can see that, you can understand that, and you can start to work on those parts within yourself. Because once you do that and you have that confirmation of that love within yourself, you'll stop feeling affected by it in other people, and you'll have it within yourself. So other people won't, their opinions about those things, they won't be able to shake you, because your self-love and yourself will feel so strongly. Does that help and make sense? Okay, Tina, I'm so glad that that helped. I'm so glad that that helped. Who did I just say that for? Gabby. Okay. Gabby, have I done a reading for you before? I can't remember if you're still on here. Okay. So I'm getting the confirmation that that is all. They're kind of saying, they're kind of laughing because they're like, I could keep going and going and going, but they're saying this is all Steph has in her today to do for this. And I'm like, does that mean there's a wood tick crawling on me? Just kidding. But anyways, so thank you so much to everyone for participating in the meditation, for coming on. It's been a really long time since I've done these rapid fire guidance type of things, and I fucking love it. So thank you everyone for coming on, for trusting me, for putting your letting me connect to your soul and your guidance like live for the world to see. That's a really big deal. So thank you for doing that. Anyone that has any questions on here that I didn't answer, that I didn't get to, I saw another one on here that I didn't quite get to. Let's see. Tina, a different Tina, where do you see me guided towards? Thank you so much for asking your question. This is all that I have today. My guides are letting me know. However, I do have readings available. I've got some available this week, next week, plenty of things open. I am going to be opening up next weekend. So you can click the link in my bio and actually book a one-on-one appointment with me. If you don't see anything that works for you, message me, because my schedule is very flexible right now. I can find something for you. My appointments are $120 Canadian for 1 hour, but I also have a payment plan where you can do a bi-weekly payment of $60. Plus, if you live in the States, it's even cheaper because the dollar is so shitty, so it would end up being probably like $100 instead of $120. So take advantage of that if you live in the States. So thank you so much. Yes, Gabby. Oh, I'm so glad that that helped you. I'm so glad that that got you in the feeler. So, hi, Sarah. Just hopping on. I'm just finishing up here. But thank you so much to everyone for being on here today, for just opening up, asking your questions, being a part of this energy. I love doing this. And so if you guys really loved this meditation and this, open, just giving all the guidance. I don't know, I got to come up with a name for this. Let me know, because I really love this and I do want to do these things more often. So, Roxanne saying, highly recommend if anyone's considering. Thank you. It's one of those things when someone that's been your best friend and you've known them for your whole entire life and they still think you're cool and want to hang out with you, like, they're the real MVP. And Roxanne has known me through all of the things when I wasn't a psychic, although I was, but I had no idea that I was. And like I was saying, for anyone that was on before, she has a very logistical brain. And so when she came and had a reading with me, it was really, really awesome. And so even if you're not like the kind of person that subscribes to the woo-woo, you can still get all the wisdom and all the guidance from all of this. And let me tell you, you are going to get very practical advice because that is how these readings work. It's really, really cool. I have so much fun with them. And the more that I do them, and especially now that I've had my surgery, my implants are removed, my connection is so strong. Like, my readings have been fire. They have been fire. My connection is so strong and it feels so good. So I'm really, really, really excited. I have, I think, 3 or 4 readings booked this week, but plenty of time open and available to take on more, and next week as well. So thank you so much. Yes, Sarah, exactly. It never hurts to try as long as you go in with an open mind. So thank you so much, everybody, for hopping on here today. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I definitely just have a feeling and a knowing that I'm going to do this more often. So I'm going to sign off and go do something about these pieces of hair that are being crazy in the back of my head, driving me crazy. I'm way cooler now, right? And I think part of the reason why I'm way cooler is just because I think I'm cool. And that's all that matters. No one's going to shake me because I know that I'm cool. Keith always tells me, he'll be like, oh, you're being so annoying. And I'm like, you know what? That's just your view of it because I think I'm a fucking delight. Thanks. Oh, all the hugs to you, Tina. Mwah, mwah, mwah.